Hey everyone, it's Wade Willis, and I'm here to help you guys really adjust back to this life. The world's opening up, and I thought this was the perfect time to give you Wade Willis's Lucky 7 swiping tips. Now, these are tips that I came up with over probably 8 years of research and development on dating apps. And I've had a lot of success with looking for these 7 things. And I'm doing this as someone who is vertically challenged. I'm a short guy, and this even works for short people a lot of times. So this is really for any guy out there or girl interested in girls for that matter. But this is not trying to find someone who you're necessarily going to marry. That being said, I'm not saying not to date these people, but these aren't marriage criteria that we're necessarily looking for. Now, without further ado, number 7 on my list, okay? Someone that has open relationship, poly, any kinks or abbreviations, sub, dom, any of those things in their profile that's listed, that's a swipe right, okay? Now, the reason this is so low is for 2 reasons. One, it's obvious, and if you weren't doing this, there's really little hope for you. And 2, is really, sometimes this can be dangerous. If you don't know your abbreviations and your acronyms well, you can get in a situation like I got in where I was hanging out with a nice lady twice my age, and I ended up getting bent over her knee and spanked and being told that I'm a naughty boy, and I basically had to agree with her. Kind of disturbing. So yeah, these things can happen, and I was a very young 23-year-old. I don't want to scare some of these young whippersnappers that are maybe watching my video and looking for tips. Just be careful there, and if you see an acronym, look it up before you start swiping away, okay? That's number 7. Number 6, you see nip piercings through the shirt in their pictures, okay? It's kind of like I call it that's a good flag that I'm seeing. It's easy to wear maybe a thicker bra or shirts that that would not show the nip piercings through. There's a reason they're showing them these through their shirt, and they want you to know they're a freak. Just my experience. Number 5, rides horses. I've not met a single girl that's really into horses that isn't also a freak. It's just facts. And if you disagree, it's probably because you ride horses and you're self-conscious. I'm sorry. But I've had good experiences with girls who ride horses. If anything, all of these are me giving my seal of approval that these are people I would be looking out for, and they're people I would like to hang out with regularly, okay? Number 4 on the list, plays a wind instrument, okay? This isn't, oh, I played the flute in high school for a year or in middle school. This is, you're on their profile, and you see they're playing a wind instrument, or they write on their profile that they enjoy playing, insert wind instrument, clarinet, flute, piccolo, really anything. Why? Great breath control, really good with their mouth. I don't really need to go into detail here. If you think about it, you'll understand why that's so high on this list. Number 3, into anime or cosplay, okay, and/or. I have yet to meet a nice lady that is into these things that is not fun to be around at night. Usually they're open for role-playing, a lot of times they are, but yeah, it's really, really cool. And if you're also into anime, like myself, really, this is pretty awesome. So this is something a lot of people probably hide from girls. And if there is a girl that has that out there on their profile, that's something you don't have to hide. number 2 has a Squirtle tattoo. Now, I've told this to people before, and they're like, Wade, so Pokemon tattoo. Did I freaking say Pokemon tattoo? No, I said a Squirtle tattoo. Now, why Squirtle tattoo, do you ask? Generally, girls who are squirters have Squirtle a lot of times they have Squirtle tattoos. And it's not like I've seen this one time. It's been a lot of times. It's statistically significant, and there's a large enough sample size from my experience that this is something definitely to swipe right on. Also, it's important to note, a lot of you have been really cooped up during this quarantine and hanging out with, someone with a Squirtle tattoo. It's going to make you feel like you're doing a really good job and you're awesome, and you've probably had a lot of time not getting back into it sexually. And this is one of those things, it's going to be a pick-me-up and you're going to feel like you're doing a good job. Okay? So, again, Squirtle tattoo, really overlooked, and that's really one of my big, well-kept secrets that I have. So, you're welcome ahead of time. Now, what's a ranking video without honorable mentions? So, and before I get into number 1, we're going to go with these honorable mentions. Guys, if you're liking this video so far, please like and subscribe to my page. I'm more than willing to give more tips like this in the future. Honorable mentions, natural redhead. Again, guys, pretty simple. I don't think generally you have good luck with redheads. Sure, you might get stabbed like a lot of these other ladies in this list, but natural redhead, always a great one to swipe right on. Just not as groundbreaking as some of these other ones, in my opinion. Another honorable mention, full sleeve of tattoos. Again, usually I've had great experiences, but it can be hit and miss. Not as great statistically speaking as some of these other ones. Another honorable mention, maybe they have like a dancing clip on their profile. Some of these dating apps, you can see someone dancing, and I'm saying solid or very good dancing clip. If you see someone and it's bad, or you see like the white girl, drunk thing, and they got the sash on, doing some basic white girl dance, that's automatically a swipe left, in my opinion. So the dancing clip, that can really be a make or break, and it needs to be good. Doesn't have to be a twerking video. You can see a lot of other things from not twerking in someone's dancing skills. Another honorable mention, gymnast. Just not enough out there. Really hard to find gymnasts out there enough that it's worth a swipe right. And by the time they're to our age, probably not posting pictures of them as gymnasts anymore. They're probably retired. So that's something you can't just see from swiping on a profile. And the last honorable mention is big titty goth girl. Reason being, a lot of girls will put that they are that on their profile, and they really aren't. They're posers. So it's hard just swiping to really validate or really know if it is truly a big titty goth girl or a big titty poser. That's why that is an honorable mention. You can't, just swiping, you can't tell for sure. Now, number 1, all right, people who know me, it's got to be, and I have a few things up here on number 1, tongue ring. Someone who has in their profile, they're doing like a folding tongue trick. No, not a tongue taco. Anyone can do that. That's Bush League. You mean doing a lot. I cannot personally do it, but they're doing like shapes in their tongue and stuff. You'll know it when you see it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you have not seen it yet, keep an eye out, and that's always a swipe right. And actually, these at the number 1, I would say super like or boost it, whatever. The thing is, if it's handy, you need to be leaving a comment, not necessarily on this picture, but again, oh, and the grand finale, if a girl has a forked tongue, personally, This is not a data point that I have. I put this in here because I would like to know. So if you've had experience with this, please comment on here. And if you are a girl with a forked tongue, please feel free to slide into my DMs. That is on my number one on my bucket list personally. But yeah, guys, tongue ring, if they have multiple piercings in their tongue, again, that just takes it to another degree. And I don't need to go into detail why. If you have a brain and can breathe, you understand why this would be good when you're thinking about it. So if you guys like this video, maybe you dislike it, or you disagree. I'd like to see your guys' ranking. Maybe you're 7. If you have 10 or 15, go ahead and comment. I'd like to see it. And again, guys, if you like this, like my video and subscribe to my page. Again, this is Wade Willis's Lucky 7 Swiping Tips.